back, relax, and maybe get yourself a snack. Me and you gonna have a little chat about books. Hey guys, so day 2 or second full day in Dublin today, and feeling a lot more refreshed after coming back and just having a really lazy afternoon and evening yesterday, mainly evening, after our bookshop crawl. But I realised that I didn't actually tell you guys what we bought in the end. I think I showed you some of the books we were thinking about buying, but I didn't actually show you them. So these are the ones we ended up getting. I got Space Opera by Catherine M. Valenti. It is one of the Hugo finalists this year, and also it's just been described as Eurovision in space, which really appeals to me. I've wanted it for ages, so I'm very happy we picked this one up at last. This one, which is Waist Tide by Chen Guifan, not quite sure how you say that. This is set on a kind of dump where children are living and people have to sort through the rubbish, and it's all to do with kind of climate change, and it's based around the life that the author had, where they grew up kind of living next to a big e-recycling centre in China. So it sounds like it's going to be a very interesting read, very topical, and I'm looking forward to it. It also has a very beautiful cover with all these outlines and silhouettes on the front, so I'm really looking forward to kind of finding out a bit more about this. And then I also bought this one, which is Sunfall. This one's by Jim Al-Khalili, and this one I'd never heard of before. Again, this one just really caught my eye because it is really colourful and bright, and the concept is all about a magnetic field going wrong, which causes all sorts of problems. So again, climate change, but very interesting. It seems to be a bit of a topic of the now. So got those, and then finally I picked up a really different kind of book for me. I also picked up this one, which is called Bricks and Mortar, and it's by Clemens Mayer. This one is a really chunky literary fiction, which I don't usually read, but I picked this one up because it was €3, and I started reading it in the shop thinking, oh, it's probably terrible. Actually really started enjoying the voice, the narrative voice, which we focus on, and it's a main character who is, I think, involved in prostitution and pimping as the story goes on. Don't really know a lot about this author or this story besides that, but I just like the tone of voice. So I'm interested to get to this at some point, and for €3 I thought, not bad. So that's everything I bought. So yeah, Steve also bought one book for himself.
Yeah,
so
I bought a book for myself, and it was this one, which basically talks about the story of how Reddit came to be and the things that have happened in regards to Reddit itself and over the course of its history. So I use the website far too much probably.
All
but
the time.
I just found it interesting. I like reading about sort of the way these sort of websites and tech companies started out and the history of them. So
yeah,
should be good,
it actually
hopefully.
sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Who's it by?
It's by Christine Lagorio-Shafkin. I think that's how you pronounce that, but
it's a good guess.
yeah.
Okay, so that's what Steve got. So I think I might steal that one at some point, depending on how good it is, because I read the first page or so and it seems pretty readable. So yeah, that's everything we got yesterday, and now today, plans for the day are no idea for the morning, but this afternoon we are going to the Guinness factory, which is supposed to be very good. A lot of people rave about it when they come to Dublin, and so you have to do it. So we're going to, but that's not till about 4 this afternoon, so we've got basically the whole morning and afternoon to kill. I apologise if you can hear glass smashing outside. I think that our hotel are emptying out their bins, so apologies.
But eventually decided to settle. In 841, they sailed up the river to Morocco and erected a settlement of houses and a new harbour.
Okay, so apparently this is called the Spire of Dublin, and it's the tallest sculpture in the world with like 15 centimetre diameter at the top, all the way down to pretty chunky at the bottom. And we're on the bus tour learning all sorts of fun things at the moment.
Australia was ignored and it had just easily been restored, and trade winds not yet settled. The coats of arms in the roofline allude to Irish independence as the harbour crept along the line and uniform, and the shield surrounded by the crown.
Okay, so we have been doing the hop on hop off bus, which has been great and we really enjoyed it, but we're now coming over towards Trinity College, where we're going to go and have a look at the Book of Kells. But we have stopped off in a kind of craft shop, which is all about Irish craft and celebrating Irish crafters and designers, and we're going to just have some tea or coffee, I think, in this coffee shop, and then head over to the Trinity College to go and see the Book of Kells. Hopefully there's not a super long line, so it should be fun. So look what Steve's just come back with. What have you done? What have you done? For another breakfast, even though we had breakfast this morning.
Everyone knows second breakfast is the right way to live.
Steve thinks he's a hobbit. I have gone for a cake, and it looks like I've got a coffee, but this is Steve's coffee. I've actually got an orange juice. Second breakfast, here we come. Again. So we are in Trinity College, which is one of the most famous colleges in Dublin, and this is where the Book of Kells is, so we're going to go and see that as part of the guided tour that we just signed up to. So we're just waiting. As you can see, it's absolutely beautiful, really nice weather as well, so we got really lucky here, and we're just going to do the tour. I think the tour takes about half an hour or so, and then you get to go in and see the Book of Kells, which is the big attraction. Yeah, the old library, so it should be fun. Lots of books. I don't know that you can actually film inside the Book of Kells. I saw a video where someone couldn't film inside, so I'm not sure whether I'll be able to, but I'll see if I can be sly.
Yes. So we might as well deal with that immediately. And that is, what is this ridiculous thing that I'm wearing? So this is a student robe, and in the past everybody here wore a robe of some sort. Which one you have depends on your rank within this university. But before it was a university, this patch of ground was a few other things as well. So for example, if we were standing here 1,000 years ago, we would be standing in the river. River Liffey, which is now over in that direction, used to flow straight through what is the campus today. But that was diverted to the north, and the King of Leinster, which is this part of Ireland, decided to build a monastery here, which he called the All Hallows Monastery. In this case, because this architect agreed beforehand that he did not want to be paid. Apparently he was so incredibly rich that he only wanted the prestige of building these buildings. And it was completely paid for by the university itself. And we did pay the architect this time. And perhaps we also got what we deserve here, because this building collapsed 3 times before it was completed. So we did pay our fair share in the end. And the reason why this collapsed so often is because this used to be the river, making the ground here very marshy and on the whole weak for building. So this is Library Square, and there's a couple of interesting buildings here. But before I tell you about the library after which it is named, I'd like to tell you about that building over there first. That is the Graduate Memorial Building, built in the 19th century, and it is entirely student accommodation, except for the central part, which houses the 2 main societies of campus. Those are the Philosophical and Historical Societies.
In the long room, which is very long and lots of old books. It smells so nice. Would definitely recommend just this. Okay, so thoughts on the Book of Kells. I definitely would recommend doing the Trinity College student tour, which you can get on at the main gate, and that gets you entry into the Book of Kells.
but it's not the only thing. It gives you a tour around all of these sort of campus buildings as well, which I think personally was definitely the highlight. The long room inside the college is really cool. It smells of just pages of books and like all these old musty tomes, and it's really beautiful. It's got all these tiny old ladders to climb up the stacks and get tomes, but it's quite clearly not used anymore. It's just really preserving the books rather than being used, I think. And the Book of Kells itself was way smaller than I thought it was going to be. We couldn't take a photo of it, you're not allowed, but it was tiny. So personally, I think the main attraction was definitely doing this tour and getting the students to show you around. That was really fun. Not so sure on the actual Book of Kells, but the long room is definitely worth a visit. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Definitely think the long room was the best bit in terms of the bit inside.
Yeah.
And the tour was definitely worth doing.
Definitely. Here is where we're going for lunch. Pizza! So lunch was genuinely fabulous. Would highly recommend Forno 500. Absolutely delicious Italian style pizza. So good. And now we are at Dublin Castle, I think. So just have a little wander around because it's basically just across the road from where the pizza place is. And we've got about an hour or so to kill before we need to start making our way over to Guinness and go to that. So just have a little wander around here. We are looking around the ceramics in Dublin because we like looking at art museums when we go places. It's a bit more of a feel for the country and what they do. Some of it's really interesting. Some is a bit weird. So we're now by the castle turret, but also in the gardens, the memorial gardens. There's the turret. And they're just really pretty. Like, super nice, flowers everywhere. And then out here, there's just a big lawn as well, so it's pretty. We are on the Guinness store. Just heading up now. A bit early, but it's torrential rain, so we thought we'd come in early because we do not want to be stood out in that.
Right here at St. James's Gate. In fact, our Open Brewery actually sits on the original 4 acres of land that Arthur Guinness acquired and signed the lease back in 1759. Thank you for watching my video today. Go pick up a book, then come back and chat with me again.